Good morning, students. Welcome back my lecture number 9 of your subject code PC 505 Environmental Engineering 2. In continuation of my previous day, that is the lecture 8, which we are discussing regarding the sewer appurtenances. Now that we are discussing we have discussed the siphon spillway for taking care of the overflow of the sewer into the overflow channel. So how to take care of the overflow if the sewage carries the overflow, then how it can be bifurcated to the overflow channel. That example we have put in last lecture, that is in my 8th lecture of this module 3 of the syllabus, that is the siphon spillway. There we concluded in the last part, in the last lecture. Now I will continue the sewer appurtenances from the part the flap gates and floodgates. So another 2-3 items that is in the I have yet to cover. That is the regarding the sewer appurtenances. Another 2-3 items are there. Then I will go to the maintenance and operation and maintenance of the sewers. Now, what is flap gates and floodgates? Vis-a-vis it also called the floodgates. That means these are basically it is being provided to safeguard the backflow of the water during the high tide. So the flap gates or backwater gates are installed. Where it is installed now at or near the sewer outlets. For what it is installed? To prevent backflow of water. I mean to say the sewer water during the high tide, because the storm water discharges, more flow of storm water discharges into the sewages and there is a chance of backflow. So to avoid these things, we have to install one gate which is called the flap gate or backwater, just like barrage we are providing on the dam. So these gates can be rectangular or circular in shape and made up of wooden planks or metal alloy steels. Such gates should be designed such that the flap should get open at a very small head difference, and adequate storage in outfall sewer is also necessary to prevent backflow into the system due to the closure of these gates at the time of high tides. If pumping is to be avoided. So by this way, by providing the flap gates and providing the, I mean to say the arrangement for that adequate storage of outfall fuel, we can avoid the pumping system with this system by providing the flap gates or floodgates. Now, sewer ventilators, very important. We'll discuss in details in the maintenance and operation and maintenance part of the sewers, without of which very difficult to operation and maintenance of the sewers. Ventilation to the sewer is necessary to make provision for the, we know the in sewer there are the methane gas, CH4 methane explosive gas we call it, very poisonous gas, that is the H2S hydrogen sulfide gas, then the carbon dioxide gas. All these things are necessary to, it is required to escape these gases from the sewer. So taking care the exigencies of the full flow to keep the sewage as fresh as possible, the proper ventilation in the sewering system is very required. Now, in case of storm water, definitely, as this is not a sewage, this is a storm water, so there is no question of foul gases is there. So this can be provided by providing ventilated manhole covers, because the natural air ventilation is being provided to the ventilating manhole covers. In case of storm sewer, there is no problem. But in sewage system, these some ventilators should be provided for eliminating the foul gases. But in present scenario also, we are taking care in modern days the elimination of the intercepting trap in our house connections for allowing ventilation. That we are also taking care in our individual house. Now, the lamp hole. The lamp hole is one of the sewer appurtenances that I must discuss with you. As the name indicates, lamp hole, it is a hole made in the sewer to insert the lamp. So that's why it is named as the lamp hole. For what? For actually for maintenance purpose, where for the small sewer where there is a very difficult to access into the pipeline. So there in the remote manhole portions, by inserting the lamp to the lamp hole, if the light is not seen, that means light is obstructed. That means it will be understood the obstruction materials are there, the choked particles are there. So it is an opening or hole constructed in a sphere for purpose of lowering lamp inside it. What is the purpose? The mechanism. What is the mechanism? Now it consists of a stone wire concrete pipe, vertical stone wire concrete pipe, which is connected to sphere line through T junction, as shown in the figure. That figure definitely I will show you. This is the figure. You see the vertical concrete surrounding pipes or stone wire pipes with the top manhole covered by grating, and that is being connected to the sewer line as a T connection, T joint connection. So through this hole, through this manhole, now the manhole cover of the sufficient strength is provided at ground level to take the load of traffic. So that's why the manhole cover of sufficient strength is required. Now an electric lamp is inserted in the lamp hole and the light of lamp is observed from manhole. So what I have told you just now, if the sewer length is unobstructed, if the sewer length is unobstructed, that means there is no choked particles, materials, debris are there, then the light of the lamp will be seen. So it is constructed when construction of manhole is difficult. Then by lighting the lamp, we can pursue whether there is an obstruction is faced in the pipe or not. But in practical purpose, as far as possible, the use of lamp nowadays this is being avoided. This lamp hole can be used for flushing of sewers. That's why it is called flushing hole. Or it is the top cover is perforated. It will also help in ventilating the sewer. Then it is, if it is acted as a ventilating sewer, then it is called the then this lamp hole is known as the fresh air inlet. So this is being used in different purposes, like the ventilation purposes, as well as for the I mean to say, this is used for the ventilating purposes, as well as for the another purposes, which is called the this is the thing. So the present practice, as far as possible, lamp hole is avoided. Flushing purposes. So flushing and ventilation to other purposes is also used apart from that lamp hole purposes. So definitely this structure is being built for miscellaneous purposes, not for particularly the inserting lamp purposes, but also for ventilation purposes as well as for flushing water purposes, that you have seen. And this is the last item regarding that sewer appurtenances I must discuss, very, very important. That is the grease and oil traps. So what do you mean by the grease and oil traps? Because when we discuss in the maintenance purpose, we must highlight this thing. Grease and oil are generally basically, they are very much disturbing agent. They are very much disturbing agent, and this generates from the, these grease and oils are generated from the I mean to say, from the garages, from the kitchens, from the hotels, oil and grease industries, and they have a tendency in a pipe to stick with the pipe material. So it will arrest further material, suspended materials, since it has a sticking property, and thus it augment the siltation operation, siltation in the pipes, and damaging the pipes. That means the pipe cross section is getting reduced. So we have to remove the grease and oils from that sewerage system by providing the grease and oil traps, which I am going to discuss in this appurtenances. This is very, very important, grease and oil traps. So this is basically a chamber, as you see from the figure, and it is constructed in a sewerage system. Basic purpose to remove oil and grease from the sewerage before it enters into the sewer line. That means it is located near the sources contributing grease and oil to the sewage. And you must know the source where this grease and oil is generated. As I told you, that automobile garage repairing, in car works, in kitchens, in hotel oils and grease industries. So there, from the source where it is generated, at the point of there, it should not come to the sewer. So at that position where it generates from the source, that position, before entering into the sewer, this system has to be installed. Now, the removal of oil and grease from the switch before it enters into the sewer pipe is considered necessary because the following reasons, as I have told you, because it is a sticking, it has a sticking property, it has a tendency of sticking the sewer sides as well as sticking the materials into the sewers and creating the sediments into the sewer pipe. You see from the figure you can see the principle on which oil and grease taps work. You must note these things. Actually, the grease and oil being lighter in weight, so it floats at the top surface of the switch. As because it is lighter in weight, so it floats on the top surface of the switch. Hence, if an outlet draws the at right side, if you see the right side, if you make an observation of the diagram, if you see the outlet, if outlet draws, if the it is seen that the outlet draws the sewage from the lower level, so automatically grease and oil will get excluded because grease and oil it is in the upper part of the water. So if I am extracting the sewer water from the lower level, so definitely the oil and the grease and oil will get excluded. This is the basic principle of this system, that means the oil and grease taps. So this principle will be working, and these grease and oil trap members are designed in such a way that the outlet level is located near the bottom of the chamber and the inlet level is kept near the top of the chamber, which you can see in the from the figure. So the traps should be cleaned periodically, otherwise they would not functionally properly and sewage will not flow properly, because here the accumulation of the grease and oils will be done. So time to time this cleaning process also have to be done in the time to time cleaning also has to be done in the grease and oil trap. So these are all about the sewer appurtenances, my dear students. Now I am going to the maintenance, cleaning and ventilation of the sewers. Very, very important. This is in your module 3 as per in your syllabus curriculum. Now I am going to discuss about the maintenance, cleaning and ventilation of sewers, which are very, very fundamentally important topic. Now maintenance, why maintenance of sewers? Cleaning the sewers to keep them free from clogging. If we can't maintain, if we can't time to time clean operation of the sewer, then what will happen? The materials debris will be choked in the piping and the sewer flow will be obstructed. So cleaning the sewers to keep them free from clogging is very, very essential, and that is the significance of the maintenance on sewer lines. Second point, to carry out repairs to damaged portions, because these materials are depreciated, so definitely erosion will be there, damaging part will be there. So damaging part will be definitely have to be taken care periodically in maintenance period of the sewer. Maintenance of the valve, maintenance of the sewer pipe, maintenance of the manhole cover, maintenance of the sewer appurtenances. All these things I mean to say as a sewerage system. So to carry out the repairs to the damaged portion, that is also a part of the maintenance. And lastly, to make sewerage system function efficiently and to prolong the life of sewers. Exactly, the every material has a definitely life period. So to maintain a prolonged life of the sewers, so time to time maintenance is required, as well as for proper functioning efficiently. Now, what is the steps then? The frequent inspection and supervision and inspection are being done in the maintenance. Measuring the rate of flow, that is also under the purview of the maintenance, because we have to check the flow, minimum flow, that is the self-cleaning velocity, minimum self-cleaning velocity is there or not, to avoid the siltation, to avoid the precipitation in the sewer. So that velocity, that flow is very, very important for maintenance purpose, and that measuring the rate of flow is also in the purview of the maintenance. Cleaning and flushing for removing clogging. Yes, that clogging, that debris materials, if are choked in the pipes, so that clogging materials definitely has to be cleaned and flushed to remove these particles materials. Repairing the leaking joints or any other damaged portion. So if any joints in the pipe are found leakage, then definitely it has to be taken care, because the wastewater through leakage is creating a hazardous system in the ecosystem, because it may mix with the water supply line. So definitely repairing the leaking joints or any other damaged portion has to be taken care. Protecting against misuse. Protecting against misuse, that has to be taken care. Protecting against misuse and the manual misuse, I mean to say, and preventing explosions. Preventing explosions means if carbon CH4, that is the methane, is there, so this has a characteristics to make explosions, so that have to be taken care if properly maintenance is being done, so this can be avoided. Now, cleaning. This is the first and fundamental thing of the operation and maintenance of the sewer. What do you mean by cleaning? For cleaning small sewers, flushing is essential because there is no accessibility in the pipe. The pipe diameter is so small that the manual cleaning process entering into the pipe by labor is not possible, is not permitted. So in that case, for small sewer, what we do, we use a flexible fire hose pipe with nozzle 2.5 centimeter diameter and length 30 meter. So this length 30 meter, we are using this hose pipe with nozzle 2.5 centimeter, and it can be used for this flushing operation, and it can be done using this flushing. Not only through this nozzle piping system, the water is passed in the pressure, and by that means the flushing can be done for removing that clogging particles. That is one aspect. Again, the flushing can be done using the flushing tanks also. By flushing tanks also we can provide the flushing in cleaning purpose of the sewers. Now this is for the smaller diameter. If the medium size diameter of the pipe is there, then the scraping instrument is used for cleaning. What is scraping instrument? Now, one steel rod of 25 centimeter diameter and 75 centimeter long, provided with sharp cutting teeth, is dragged in the sewer to and fro from the manhole, and by that it removes the clogging particles. With this rod is mechanical. This is called the mechanical removing. So mechanical removing this for the medium sized sewers by stepping rod we are using. And for larger size sewers, which we are normally see day to day in our road, that the manual labor cleaning process is being done. That means the labor enters into the sewer with proper precautions, with proper safeguard, and they are cleaning with some tools. They are cleaning the sewers. They just keep it in the bucket on the road surface. So by manual cleaning labor system for larger sewer maintenance is being done. Now, very interesting thing, the ventilation of sewers, because this manual cleaning system is very risky, that you have to take the precaution while entering, when labor enter into the sewer for cleaning operation or manhole, into the manhole for cleaning operation, then some precautions, some test has to be done. Now, because this ventilation of sewers, suppose this is the open covers of the manual, when the labor enters into the manhole, the inspection pit, the manhole for inspection purposes, first of all, the fundamental thing is before 1 hour, at least before entering into the 1 hour before entering into the manhole, the open covers must be open. That means top covers of the manhole must be open to mix with the atmosphere air, to avoid the suffocation. So open covers of manhole an hour in advance. Now the test has to be done before entering into the manhole. What test has been done? Now there may be presence of the methane or CO2 or H2S. Now these hazardous gases, these are called the hazardous gases. How to detect whether these hazardous gases are present or not? So for that, certain tests are being done. One test for indicating the hydrogen sulfide, that is the poisonous gas, hydrogen sulfide. So one test is being done to detect the hydrogen sulfide. What is the test? Now a paper moistened with the lead acetate, if exposed for 5 minutes near the sewer entry and turned black, that means there is a presence of H2S. So there we can confirm whether H2S or not by moistened with lead acetate, the paper moistened with lead acetate, and exposing in 5 minutes near the sewer entry. So there it is being done to ascertain whether hydrogen sulfide or not. Then for ascertaining the presence of carbon dioxide, what do we do? Now by lowering minor safety lamp near the level of the switch, that is at the bottom of the switch, near the level of the switch in manhole. Now if the flame extinguishes within 5 minutes, so the carbon dioxide is present there. Now coming to the point of methane, ascertaining the methane, presence of methane. How do we ascertain? Now by lowering minor safety lamp near the upper layer of the sewer in manhole, if the flame extinguishes within, why upper layer? Because the methane is lighter, so it basically exists in the upper layer of the manhole. So by lowering minor safety, methane is very light, so it will exist in the upper layer. So lowering the minor safety lamp where near the upper layer of the sewer for 5 minutes, and it can be the methane, presence of methane can be ascertained if it forms an explosive mixture with air and safety lamp is filled with flame, which should be withdrawn immediately, otherwise to avoid the accident hazard. So these are the methods. Last is lighted lantern may also be lowered down the manhole to test the presence of oxygen, because if the lighted lantern is not extinguished, then there is oxygen, and if it is extinguished, then there is no oxygen. So presence of oxygen, which is healthy for entering into that system inspection purpose, that can be ascertained by lowering down with the lighted lantern. Okay. Now the ventilation has a very important role into the maintenance system, because this ventilation, we are providing use of ventilating column. Ventilating column is one of the ventilation process, so that we ventilating column is one of the ventilation process. Now what is this? What do you mean by the ventilating column? Now ventilating, in order to achieve proper ventilation, now ventilating columns, this is also called the shafts, are generally placed at intervals of 150 to 300 meter along the sewer line. It is basically placed at a certain interval, which is 150 to 300 meter. They are also provided at the upper end of every branch sewer, and also at very changes in the size of the sewers. Now how it looks like? It basically a vertical shaft made by joining cast iron or steel pipe lengths. A foundation block in the foundation level is provided for strengthening the vertical portion of this shaft, that is the ventilation shaft, and it is so that it is in a steady vertical position. That's why it is fixed in a foundation block. A connection is provided in the lower underground portion to join it to the sewer, as shown. That figure immediately I cannot show, but I can explain, because these are the items that I must explain you what is, for which purpose it is being used. At the top a cowl is provided at the top, what for? So that if you want cover is there, perforated cover is there. Cowl means a top cover, so that not to fall inside the pipe any obstructed materials for damaging the pipe, and it allows simultaneously it allow the sewer gases into the atmosphere. But with this length of the ventilating shaft should be sufficient height nearby, taking care of the nearby structure, so that the fouling gas should be ventilated out to the atmosphere in very height of your buildings in surrounding structure. So ventilating columns are generally to serve two purposes: one for ventilating the sewer, and other working as a support for street lamps, because street lamps are fixed with the ventilating shaft also as if it is looking like a lamp post. So this acts dual purpose, one for ventilating purpose and another for the lighting post also. So this is the thing, that top of ventilating column should be covered with a wire mesh cowl, so that to prevent birds from building their nest at the top, and to prevent anything directly falling into the pipe, as I have already told you. But ventilating columns should be located in open places, so that they are exposed to sunshine for the most part of the day. The heat of sunshine will help in causing proper circulation of air. Now, use of ventilating manual cover. Use of ventilating manual cover. The manual covers are sometimes provided with perforations through which the sugar gets exposed to the atmosphere, and this will no doubt help in achieving some ventilation, but it has a negative effect also, some nuisance activity also. Some bad smells continue to erupt from them. So the openings of the manhole cover will permit admitting large quantities of storm water and other road dust, etc. This method is therefore of no practical utility, except that it may be adopted in very isolated places. Because of that nuisance activity, so its applicability only in isolated places, not in the population dense places. Now let us discuss of the use of ventilating manual, use of what I am saying, proper design of sewer. So proper design of sewer is also very important, because in proper design of sewer we can consider the sewer running half or running 2/3 or 1/3, because we are reserving the top surface for the sewer gases, and that reservation, that open portion after the 2/3 full of the sewer has to be taken care in the design for the space of the, for provision of the space for the sewer gases. Moreover, that the velocity in sewer should be self-cleansing, so that the sewage does not stay at one point for longer periods. Now, the proper design of the sewers, definitely, which you can see that proper design of the sewer also give us the ventilation, give us enough ventilation. So design, in the design, while we will take care of the designing of the hydraulic design of the sewer, then it has to be taken care for proper ventilation. And lastly, I must say the use of mechanical devices. That is the last point of the ventilation. So use of mechanical devices means force draught is sometimes provided by exhaust fans to expel out the foul gases from the sewers. This method requires mechanical supervision and skill. So these are the methods of mechanical ventilation, and this is the thing how we are maintaining the day-to-day periodically our sewer appurtenances, which we have discussed in details. This is the, so I will close it a day. The module 3, the content matter which we have discussed in 7, 8 and 9 lectures. So far I am just revising you. The first we have discussed what is sewer, what is the shape of the sewer. Then we discussed the different sewer appurtenances, and finally today I have concluded the lecture in 9 lecture in maintenance and operation of the sewers, taking mostly care of the ventilation part, which have to take care, because the maintenance has to be done taking care of the safety and security of the laborers. So ventilation is very important to take care of the matter. So thank you. These lectures I will definitely upload in the Google Classroom to go to have a glance, please. I would request you to have a glance once I upload in the Google Classroom, and again I will meet in the live classroom. Interaction class will be there for further clarification if there is any queries from any students, and the questionnaires, both short questions as well as the MCQ questions and tutorials will be uploaded after a few days. As I am giving you the time to go through a glance of these topics which we have discussed in module 3, basically the part, the sewer parts, the sewer appurtenances part, the maintenances part, that you go through this. Again, we will meet in the next class in my 10th lecture. So thank you. Have a good day.